In this week's About Your Retirement, we have a viewer question for Jim. So here we go. Jim, following your reminders about depression and seniors living alone last week, I decided to go by again and check on my mom. I did not see any of those red flags you stated, but learned she has fallen twice recently. It appears her falls are the result of some things I need to make easier for her. What do you feel are the most important things that should concern me?
You know what, Tevis, this is very gratifying to me that people are going by, taking our suggestions and checking on their loved ones, their adult age loved ones, and for loneliness issues, for depression, red flags like we talked about last week. But now we're into safety issues because falling is you've got to combat falling as we age, as our bodies mature. And so what I want to do is make some suggestions as requested by our viewer who's learned a lot this past week from the information we've been providing. But several years ago, I coined the phrases slip and fall and trip and fall issues. And so that's what we want to talk about today. And so the first thing I moved up to the top of my list recently is adequate lighting. Usually most age-in-place people will have it further down on the list, but I think adequate lighting is so important for the overall scheme of things. And if you walk into Mom's living room from outside and all of her lights are on in the living room and you still have to have seconds for your eyes to focus, she does not have adequate lighting. And nowadays we have can lights that surround the center ceiling fan light unit, and so we just have better building codes today than we did. We have a viewer that had lived in her house 70 years not too long ago we talked about, and so things over 30 years ago, we have better lighting, better electrical, rugs and cords and walkways, and rugs, throw rugs, accent rugs, whatever you want to call them. They are decorative, they look nice, but a lot of times they're used to cover up worn carpet and just to make some upgrading in the home, add some color, but they can be dangerous because as they age, they roll on the edges, and we have to remember that as our bodies mature, as we age, many people cannot lift their feet quite as high when they walk. So trip and fall hazard with throw rugs, cords across. You don't have as many electrical plugs in the older homes, so it's tempting to plug an extension cord in to get what you want. Trip and fall, you got to watch for that. The next one is slick bath and shower floors, the tile. If it's non-skid, you got a problem, and that's what this viewer's problem is. Comfort height toilets. Those are just a few inches taller. That's in public restrooms are called ADA. And then narrow doors and clutter. You got to get rid of the clutter and the stacks of old newspapers and all those things. But the narrow doors, this is the other problem with our viewer today. 24-inch doors in older home bathrooms. If you have a walking device like his mom did, then you can't get it through the door, so you have to leave it outside. That's when she would slip and fall from the wet floors. And so you got to pay attention to all of these things.
Small details.
Absolutely.
Oh, there we go. Jim, thanks for joining us. Hey, don't forget you can get more retirement advice on Jim's other show. Watch Baby Boomers in Action every weekend on News 9 and News 9 Plus. And for more information, visit news9.com/retirement.